Hi everybody, welcome back to Rach and Bella Crafts. So before I dive into today's video, I just wanted to do the quick draw for the giveaway. We are giving away 4 kits, a kit to 4 different people. So if you hang tight, I'm just going to, I've loaded in the comments with 252 comments on that video, which is great. Let's press start. Let's see who's first. Here we go. Shannon at Crafty Fun. I'm writing this down because I'm going to change the screen. I'm going to forget the name otherwise now. Shannon Crafty Fun. Okay, let's pick another winner. Pick another winner. Congratulations, Shannon. If you could get in touch, that would be great. Here we go again. Sheila Colerick. Congratulations, Sheila. If you could drop me a line, I'll tell you how to get in contact with me at the end. Let me just finish drawing these and then I will tell you. Oh, there we are. It does store all the names at the bottom. Oh, I didn't know it did that. I don't actually need to write them all down now. Okay. Helen Card, congratulations. Excellent. And we need one more. Pick another winner. Who have we got? Rhonda. Ah, there we go then, guys. So if you thought, so we've got Rhonda Showalter. Is that how you say your name? Very cool name. Helen Card, Sheila Colerick, and Shannon Crafty Fun. If you 4 ladies would like to get in contact with me, can you please drop me a message at my Etsy shop? The link for our Etsy shop is down below. I say do it to the Etsy shop because at least then you know you're talking to me rather than, I know sometimes we get like funny spammy messages and stuff on YouTube, so I won't ever communicate with you over a giveaway via YouTube or YouTube comments. Let's do it through Etsy, and then you know it's us, you know who you're talking to, and while you're there you can pick your kit. So just send me a message on our Etsy shop, tell me which one you'd like, and I can get that link sent over to you. And thank you so much for taking part in the giveaway. Okay, on with today's video. Well, there we go. Hello and welcome back, everybody. So you've joined me this afternoon and we're actually in the middle of the most tremendous thunderstorm here in Wales. I know it's been travelling across the country throughout the day. I thought we'd missed it, but I think it's double backed and kind of like thought, we missed Gwent. We must pass over Gwent. So at the moment it's torrentially raining outside, but yes, really, really noisy thunderstorm going on. Now, this is not your eyes deceiving you. Do not adjust your sets. You do not need to go and have your eyes tested. There are 2 of these beautiful books here in front of you, just in case you were feeling a bit confused there. So, as you all know, well, if you've been following along, you'll know that I've been working on an altered book. I have got quite a bit of the way through it now. I just pull you guys up there a bit. Sorry, I want to make you go all boss-eyed. So, as you can see, we've got quite a few different things added into there. Probably won't do too many more things. I don't want to make it too bulky. But I have had a few requests to show you how I put the structure together. So obviously with the altered book, you know, there was a removal of pages, some pages that were left half size, some then obviously I've put together to make pockets out of. You know, we left pages like this, but yeah, quite a few of you have messaged and asked, you know, could I show you how I got the structure of it together. So I'm going to do that with you today. We're going to do the basics and top tips on you know, an altered book. Obviously everybody's got a different way of doing things, you know, so you'll watch other YouTubers, they may do it completely differently. I am still learning. This is only my 2nd altered book that I have worked on. Yeah, I think that is right. 2nd or 3rd. So, you know, it's a learning process for me, and I will probably do things differently in this one to how I've done them in that one, because there were a few things in there I was a bit like, I shouldn't have done it like that, or, you know, we should have done it like this. So I'm hoping I'm going to kind of learn that process as we go through, but I'm going to just talk you through my process, how I select which pages to remove, which ones you definitely shouldn't remove, and we'll talk about then structures and the kind of things that you can do with the remaining pages. Okay? Right, let's crack on. So I'm going to kind of be writing myself a few notes as we go along to do this, because I want to give you my top tips. And very often I get to the end of a video and I've forgotten what I've said at the beginning. So I'm just going to keep a little track of that while I'm going along today. Right, so I'm going to do a bit of a comparison with these 2 books here now to kind of show you side by side what I've done so far with this one, and you can see then obviously the differences. Are you out far enough? I'm wondering. There we go. Hopefully you can see. So as you can see on my altered book, I have left intact this page here. Now I feel that it's my, you know, and this is, again, all of this is just my personal opinion and my personal experience. Different crafters and different journalers may say completely different things. That's not wrong. We're just doing it differently, okay? But I personally feel if you can keep this in a page, I know it has a name, I don't know what it's called, I'm afraid, and preferably you can keep the first 2 pages together and intact in the book, then all the better, because this is part of the book's integrity. So when you're looking at the book, let me lift you up a bit, sorry, I don't want to keep on moving you around, but you need to see what I'm showing you here. So when you're looking at the way that a book has been assembled, obviously you've got this bit here, which obviously we create as a signature when we do ours, and when we stitch them in, very often stitching through. This one here is like a hidden signature, so they've kind of hidden the binding in there. But what they've done is they've stitched small signatures together, so they'll have taken like small sections like this, maybe for one, and then there'll be some stitching in the middle of that, and then they put all of those little stitch signatures together and they glue them all in on the back. So all of that then becomes part of the structure of the book. Now the first page, so this bit here, and then the same on the back, this bit here, these 2 pieces of paper contribute to supporting the structure of the book. So where that spine, that's the word I was trying to think of. Oh, honestly, you're the right one doing this with you today. I can't ever get my words right, can I? Where the spine is attached to the book, these 2 bits of paper, so the front one there and the back one there, are doing all the work. So I don't know if you can see that. Like if you look down, deep down inside that spine there, you can see where that bit of paper there is basically holding this to that. So if you can, keep these intact, because I'm going to cover mine anyway, but the fact that that is in place, it's part of the binding. I personally just feel it's my preference to leave that there and to keep that intact, because I just think that it adds to the support and structure of your journal. Okay, so that's your first 2 pages. I would leave those there. Now, what I did originally with this one then was to cut down then the second page, and then I've covered it with, well actually I think I cut down quite a lot there, because I can feel in there like a whole section of pages. So what I think I must have done, because where is that page there with the little girl, page 9, so I'm guessing I've obviously gone and cut through there and taken these out. I'm not inclined to do that this time, mainly because I would have liked to have had a page to do something with at the front, to attach maybe something like this. So where we've got this lovely little fold out thing, this I feel would have been really nice perhaps at the front of the book. So what I would like to do this time is to put that, oh, and of course it folds out like that as well, doesn't it? But I just think that would be really nice right at the beginning. But obviously I needed a page to stick it on. Sorry, that's what I'm just trying to say. My brain is all of a doodah today. I do apologise. It must be that thunder outside. I'm not frightened of thunder, but it does make you wonder what's next. Yeah, so obviously I've stuck that to the back of that, but in this one here, I didn't have anything to stick it on to. I wasn't going to stick it on to this page here. So if I leave the first page this time, I can then affix that to that there, if that makes sense. So you'll open that and then I'll have that here. And I just think that that'll be a really nice beginning section too. So don't feel afraid. What I suggest you do is to plan out your book. Think about the sorts of things that you want to put into your altered book, and plan maybe where, I mean, I know it's nice for things to evolve as they go along, but trust me, once you take these pages out, once you start cutting pages, that's it, they're cut and they're removed. You can't put them back in. Well, obviously you can put them back in, but it won't be the same. So if you want to work with what you've got, the best way to do that is to plan what you're going to put in there. So ideally, you know, you may think to yourself, right, well, I'd like to have, you know, a few like flip out file folders. I'd like to have a few you know, like we did these things here. Where are they? At the back. So, you know, where we've got these stick-up tabs, and I've utilised elastic on them, you know. So think about where you want to put those within the structure of the book. And also, as well, what I feel is really important is to try and keep balance to the bulk. So how it is bulky and how it's not. And just try and keep the balance throughout that. So, you know, you're going to want to have like there we've got like a large fold out flip thing, so you want to have a bit of a gap there with the pages, and then, you know, we've got something else in here, so again you're going to want a bit of a gap, and that there is quite bulky because we've used cardstock. So what you don't want is it being top heavy, so whereas that's quite bulky there, perhaps, and these are maybe slimmer here, perhaps I'd have been better off putting my like elastic things just a bit more better spread out. Does that make sense? So like I say, I'm learning a lot from this one. The mistakes, not mistakes, but things I would do differently next time. So you're not going to get it all right the first time, and there'll be things that will be your preference for how to do things and where to put them and how to utilize what's been left over. So there are several different things that you can do with the pages. First of all, if you're doing a book like the book I've got here. Now, I've selected this book because it has got absolutely beautiful book plates images in there. It actually has quite a lot. It was problematic for me, first of all, going through this one because I wasn't quite sure which ones to keep. So I had to go through and basically choose the plates that I wanted to keep, work out then how to remove the pages around them. And then I kicked myself after because I thought, well, actually, Rach, what you could have done was cut out what needed to be cut out, and then you could always trim them down and stick one on the back anyway. So, you know, I'm kind of moved beyond that a bit now because that did make things a bit difficult for me last time. So we've already established we're going to keep the first 2 pages. I've now established for myself that I'm going to keep the next first page as well, and I'm going to just grab a pencil and I'm going to write on here flip file folder. So I know now why I've kept that page, and that'll be helpful for me then coming back through. Obviously, I'm going to be sticking something over there anyway. So now I know, because I'm going to be adding something really bulky there, I now need to remove, you know, a section of the pages now, because otherwise there's not going to be any space for me to put in what I need to put in. So what I'm going to look at first is, again, I'm just going to lift you up a minute, bear with. Nice close up of my hand there. What I'm going to look at again now is the structure of the book, the structure of the spine, but particularly what I was saying to you earlier on about the little signature. So you see there's a little signature there where I've just pulled that down. You can see that that whole section there is obviously bound together. Now, one of the things that I don't recommend that you do, when you get to the middle of these signatures, you'll see there's their stitching. So they've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitch sequence stitch in there, which is quite common in you know, especially a book this size. But I don't recommend that you go cutting those, because as soon as you cut those, that whole signature then becomes loose, unless of course you're going to be removing the whole signature. But just be wary of doing that. You need to check what's going to be left behind underneath. So obviously I know that that is part of that string, so I don't want to be cutting the string, otherwise I'm going to lose that intersection. But I don't actually want to keep, what have I got there? I've got 4 pages there, so I want to take those 4 pages out. So there are 2 ways in which I can do this. I can either try to very carefully tease over the string, like so, and that then has enabled me to keep myself a double page spread. I'm also going to remove this page here, because that's another thing as well for you to think about. If you are going to be sticking things down, you may want a little bit more structure to do that. So let me grab this, because this is probably about the width, isn't it, of, you know, and like I say, this is not a 2-minute task. This is something you need to think about. So straight away, when I pop that in there now, I can see how that's going to make my journal bulge there. So something's going to have to give, isn't it? Something's going to have to come out of here to allow that to fit into the space. So again, it's just trying to think your way through these not problems, but you are problem solving. You are looking at structure. You're becoming engineers really of the book when you look at this. So again, the next couple of pages I've got here now are, they're all affixed. How are they all affixed? Well, that's a very good question. So if I pull the next signature, I can see now that that is the next signature. So what you'll very often find is that there'll be some books that seem like they're almost just glued into the actual structure of the book. So this one underneath, I don't know if you can see that there, this one here is actually the one that is glued in. Sorry, that's the one that's actually glued in. So every so often the back piece will have been glued, and it'll always be the last page of the signature. So that one isn't going to go anyway. I need to leave that in place, otherwise the whole book is going to start to kind of lose its structure really. So they have to stay. So what I did the last time I did it, I actually went through, I grabbed myself a pack of paper clips, and I went through and I paper clipped all of the ones that have to stay because they are part of the structure. So I'm going to whip through quickly now, do that, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've kind of gotten us a bit more up to speed. So you can see now from the top, or you should be able to see now from the top. Sorry, let me lift you up a bit. What I've done so far, and you should also be able to see how my spine is starting to alter. So you can see where I've taken pages out from this side of the book here, and pages out then from this side here, but the centre bit is still intact. I've left the last two signatures at the end. So what I try to do this time is to work my way in from the outside so that I can kind of ensure that I'm coming at it with an even approach, if that makes sense. So what I've done is I have gone through, I have found all of the ones that were the kind of non-negotiables. So they're the ones that are glued to the actual signature. We're not taking those out, we're not disturbing those. So they're the ones that I've done this to. And then after each one, then it's easy to just literally pick up the signature at the bottom like that. You can see. So I've left two now for us to do together because I've done all of the others. So basically what I've been doing is I've just been flipping through, seeing what's on each signature. Now this one, for example, has got these lovely book plates here and here. I think I'm going to leave those in. Because I've already got quite a few sections in here now, I'm not going to be worrying too much about pages in the centre of that, because they would glue quite nicely together, unless of course there's something else in here, which there isn't, so that's fine. I'm not going to be utilising these as double book page spreads, so I'm going to just gently tease them out, and then as you can see, then that doesn't disturb my what's this called, my string binding. Binding is the word, Rachel, not string. Now I tell you what would be really useful at this point, and I should have had it to hand the whole time, is my where's my binding kit? Because that can be really helpful to just grab any little stray bits of paper that get caught in there without you disturbing then your pages. So I'm going to leave those two pages in there now. They're going to be two that I stick together. So because I know I'm sticking together, they're going to get a paper clip at the top. And then we can go on to, these are the glued ones. These are the ones that, yeah, they're glued in. So it doesn't matter what's on them, we're not taking those out. We'll do something with those. Oh my gosh, can you hear that thunder outside? That thunderstorm's been going on for over an hour. It's bonkers, isn't it? So this is quite a big signature, actually. I'm quite surprised that this is one. Must be because it's the centre one, I'm guessing. But I'm just having a look now. So that's the centre page there. Definitely going to take that out. In fact, I'm going to just do it in two so it doesn't disturb. That is the string there now, isn't it? Yeah. I'll just take that down there like that. Take that down there like that. Before anybody sits there cringing at this book being torn apart, I have had either 2 or 3 copies of this book to hand now over the last 5 months. It's a book that was done based on a television programme. And they're just everywhere in charity shops. They are in dumps. They are in the tip. People are just chucking them out because, I don't know why, but they're just not interested in it. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm not particularly interested in the story, but by making an altered book out of it, we can protect and I can reuse then these lovely book plates that are in here. And the ones that I'm taking out, obviously I'm going to then continue to use, as you would know. So it's not a case of, please don't want the book people, please don't leave any nasty comments in my comment section below. I was asked to do this video. This is why I tend not to do stuff like this on video, because it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's like watching a really violent film. But it took me a long time to come to terms with altering books and using books as journals. A long time, because I love books. I mean, my collection of old books that I've got him says they're on the bookcase in my dining room. They are not to be touched. You know, they are very, very old books I've collected during my journey as a junk journaler. But I know they're not to be, because they're just too precious, you know. But some stuff that when you're just rescuing stuff all the time from being burnt, basically, or sent to the landfill, you know, I'm not going to apologise for that. That's, you know, I'm doing the environment a favour at the end of the day, and I'm reutilising the paper. It's done its job. It's been read. It's time for the paper to be used for something else now. So, you know, I think sometimes we can be a little bit overly precious about what things are. As long as it's been repurposed, you know, even if I was propping up my desk with it, you know, as long as it has a purpose, then that's the important thing, really. But yeah, I don't want any paper police having a go today, please. I have been asked to do this tutorial on here because some of the ladies wanted to know how we did this. But yeah, you know, I get it. It's not for everybody. I get it. But, and like I say, it took me quite some time to get to that point where I was okay with it. But when I realised, especially when I started getting stuff ready for the charity shop, and I realised the amount of books that just go to landfill, and I just thought that's just criminal. It's a criminal waste of paper when we are cutting down trees that we don't have. And I've got this paper here, so I may as well be reutilising it. This book has already been bound. Why waste a really good, you know, book? Because there's nothing wrong with it. It's a beautiful hardcover book. And now it's just going to be an even more beautiful altered book. So, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. So don't feel guilty about it. And like I say, especially when I've got 3 copies of the same book that clearly people don't want anymore. I'm guessing it was popular at one point when it first was released. But to be able to preserve this and to preserve these beautiful book plates, I think is a real opportunity. So I'm going to make the most of that. I don't much like that image there, so we will be covering that over. Anything that you you see that's in your book that you don't like, don't worry, because obviously we're going to be altering the book. But I personally feel that that is enough out of there for now. I don't feel like the book has been, the structure has been disturbed. It doesn't feel uneven. My spine is not like twisting or anything. But yeah, I just think that I think we've done all right there. So I'm probably going to leave the paper clips in because that helps me now as I'm working my way through, because I know I've got to do something with those paper clip pages. And then the ones that are kind of like left odd, they are pages I can then do something else with. So for example, what I would recommend you do is try to utilize those pages that are stuck in, that we don't want to take out and disturb the structure of the book, either by doing something such as this, what I've just done here. So I folded this page in half. I will glue this down. I actually really like that beautiful image there. So I'm sorry, hiccups again. I may keep that and just cover this side, because I'm going to try and do this in a bit of a shabby chic theme this time. My other one was my kind of vintagey theme, but this one we are doing Get Your Chic On this month. So I'm going to try and do this one in more of a shabby chic theme. But yes, so that basically is the structure. So I'm not going to show you any more today because you need to now go and get a book. Oh, that sounds terrible, isn't it? Crikey, if all you've got is the Argos catalogue, you could do this with that, you know that? You really could. I don't think there's any book that you couldn't do this with. The beauty about working with an altered book that I'm growing to love is the fact that I don't have to worry about binding this, any signatures. I don't have to worry about binding this journal. because I'm going to utilise what I've got left in there now. So every page, every piece of paper that's in this book now will be utilised in some way, shape or form to form part of my altered book. And then I'll be able to see then where I have space and I can add things in and what I need to cover and one thing and another. And if I want to make pages shorter, if I want to, like I say, in this one here then, obviously I went on a stage then and I cut some down. That one I left there, I've just covered over one of the writing pages. Because it was obviously a double writing page, so I've just covered that both sides because that was a stuck down page and I didn't want to lose that. This one, as I say, I'm going to put that something like this on the front of this one, but I'd cut this page down because I think I was trying to keep what was on the other side. Is that why I did that? Let's just have a quick look what is on the other side of that there. Yeah, I did. I wanted to keep that page there. So I will do something with this now because obviously I can't pull out half of it. And that's where then I've done something further along. So what did I do further along? I've got 2 of those left to do. This one here is I've turned into a pocket, you see, where I've got the 2. And I've put that lovely laced journal card in there. But I wanted to keep 2 of the images, so I've simply just stuck top and bottom. And I've done the same there. Now here we've added this lovely flip out. There is a tutorial for this if you haven't yet seen that as well. And we've got lots of you know, little sections and things in here. So this is just a really nice little oh yeah, and we've got our little magnetized pocket. Remember that? That was a lot of fun doing that. There is a playlist for the altered book. There's a text spot under there, tuck spot down there, and there's also a tuck space there as well, and our tiny little pockets in the front and one there. So there is a playlist if you want to go back and look at any of the tutorials I've done. But again, this is another section here where I had something, there was a page, I didn't want to lose this one here, so I've cut that down. I will be adding something onto there. I haven't quite decided what yet because I don't want it to interfere with this. And then I've got another one here where I've cut it down and I've added elastic binding. These were our lovely envelope flips that we did in the last video. And I'm going to make a small journal then to go underneath here. And I've got another one there to play with. And I've done that one there. So I've got, I think, that page there to cover. Because we're almost done with this one now. And then that one there, because I really wanted to keep that. And then I've got a small piece there as well I need to do something with. So I've got a few more bits and pieces left to work on in here. But the thing is, I haven't taken too much away, so I can always take a few more pages out if I need to, because this is actually starting to feel quite full now. But obviously I've left myself with options there, haven't I? Because I can already see where there's a bit of a bulk there. I can see where there's a bit of a bulk there, so I may want to remove an extra 1 or 2 pages there. But like I say, if you don't take everything out at the start, if you leave yourself with options, it just makes things a lot easier. So what were my notes to go with? Look at the structure of your journal. Look at the way in which it is bound. And from that, then you can make decisions about what pages you must keep, what pages you can remove. Plan what you're going to put in there. So always have a look through and think, right, what sort of things am I going to use the altered book for? Am I going to be doing folded down pages, in which case you're going to need to make sure that you've got 2 pages together. So where we've got these stuck pages here, these are going to be ideal for us to make, you know, like a half pocket page. So we'll fold the page down, we'll create a half pocket, and that'll just add to the integrity of the book then, because we're keeping them together. And because they're glued pages, these pages are always the same length as well. So they're really good ones to kind of work with there. Don't remove the strings in the center of a signature. So when you've got your pages in there and where the strings are, where it's bound, don't cut those out. Take pages out around, as I've shown you, either from behind or gently tease them over the top. And then look at the book on where it will gain bulk, and make sure that you try to keep it even as you're working throughout. So I hope that that was helpful for you. You can all now go and have a go and make yourselves a little altered book ready, and then we can carry on then in our altered book in my next video. Now tomorrow, I will have a bonus video out tomorrow. I can't put the two together because I'm doing something tomorrow as part of a collaboration. Very, very excited. It is part of the Be Inspired for May. It is being run by the lovely Mandy Reed and Justine at from House of Mahalo, and they have got a Facebook group called Junk Journals, Ideas and Inspirations. There we go. I should have written this down. Sorry. Junk Journals, Ideas and... I couldn't remember what the other I was for then. Ideas and Inspirations. They are celebrating the 1 year anniversary of their Facebook group, which has been absolutely tremendous. And they are doing lots and lots of different activities. And like I said, we've got this collaboration going as well. The collaboration is videos that are being put up every day by different YouTubers, and we are bringing you tips and things like that, so go check that out. I will put the hashtag in my description box down below. As I say, I'll be putting my video up tomorrow, and then we will do our 100 days challenge then later in the day at my normal time. So because the one for the collaboration is only a short one, so please do go check that out, and also check out all of the other ladies that have put their videos up as well. If you go over to their Facebook group, there's stacks of information there. There's also other activities and things that they are running this month as well, so please do go check that out and support those ladies because they are doing a fantastic job, and it's just so wonderful to see other things going on that bring the community together. So thank you ever so much for inviting me, girls, and I look forward to doing that for you tomorrow. Otherwise, that's me done. Don't forget, those of you that won the giveaway, drop me a message at my Etsy shop, and if you're in Wales, stay dry, because oh my gosh, it is like a monsoon out there. But I will see you all tomorrow. Take care now. Bye bye.